Like, he gave me a list of rappers, and some of the usual suspects. Like, chat, who's the most buying pussy nigga you know? You know who we talking about. A little bit slow. You know who we talking about. You know who we talking about. Yo, he was telling me, like, yo, made money off of him. There's a slow rapper and a basketball player combo. They claim that these niggas, they say the basketball player, they said that nigga will drop $500,000 on like 6 bitches. Like, yo, listen, y'all just come through. Y'all put y'all phones down. Yo, whoever we tell you to fucking hit, just fuck.
A clip is going viral right now where a man relaying a conversation with Sauce Walka says Sauce gave him a list of rappers he allegedly made money off of, and he won't say a single name. He just keeps repeating, "You know who we talking about." Then he describes a combo, a slow rapper and a basketball player, claiming the basketball player would drop $500,000 on a handful of women in one night. That clip is what's got everyone in the comments right now. Here's what you need to understand before anything else. There are 2 completely different layers to this story, and the internet has mashed them into one. Layer 1 is what Sauce actually said and who he actually named. Layer 2 is what the internet did with it. Names getting thrown around in comment sections that Sauce himself never confirmed, not once. The gap between those 2 layers is where this gets reckless. So let's walk through what's actually documented versus what's pure speculation. The only name attached to any of this with real specifics is Drake. That goes back to 2015 in Houston, when Sauce Walka and his partner were the Sauce Twins, riding a buzz off a record called Too Legit to Quit. There was reportedly a moment where Drake was set to hop on the remix. They were in that orbit, allegedly even linked in the studio. Then the remix never happened. Not long after, Houston Appreciation Weekend rolled around, Drake's event celebrating the city, and Sauce felt the lineup didn't properly represent actual Houston artists. To him, it symbolized something bigger, an artist taking the culture and the sound and giving the city a party instead of real opportunity. Sauce responded by recording a diss track over Drake's own back-to-back instrumental, the same beat Drake used against Meek Mill, called Whack to Whack. Most of it was standard Culture Vulture diss track material, but buried in the bars was a specific claim about Drake being in Houston clubs spending money on women, where Sauce made a point of saying he wasn't talking about people tipping dancers, and used the word pimping, positioning himself as someone who understood that world from the inside. In 2015, that line got read as just another insult in an aggressive track. In 2026, people are going back and treating that exact bar as a confession that was sitting in plain sight for over a decade. By 2024, the beef had reportedly been squashed, handshake, water under the bridge. But it didn't stay fully buried. Later that same year, Sauce went on The Breakfast Club and brought the Culture Vulture argument back, this time calmly. He pointed out that Drake works with 8 or 9 artists out of Atlanta, but doesn't have the same depth of collaboration with Houston artists, despite Houston's sound being central to his style. Whether you agree with that argument or not, it was a real point made calmly on a major platform, and it's the same well that everything happening right now is drawing from. Then came the spark for this current round. Sauce's baby mama, Kylie Lawson, went public claiming Drake had a fling with her in 2024 and bought her a Maybach, and that when Sauce found out, he allegedly destroyed the car. Leaked audio also started circulating of a voice that sounds like him making threatening remarks about Drake, including alleged talk about shooting up his car. The internet had a field day with it. Sauce's response wasn't to go online defensively. He dropped a song called Baby Mama Drama, turning the entire messy situation into content and promotion at the same time. That's when DJ Academics entered the picture, relaying conversations he says he had directly with Sauce. According to Academics, Sauce told him he made close to $1 million off Drake, claiming that he and Drake liked the same type of women, many from Houston, and that when those women spent time around Drake, a portion of the money flowing found its way back to Sauce. Academics also relayed that Sauce claimed he stayed quiet through years of Drake dissing him because he didn't want to mess up money he was indirectly receiving. According to this account, Drake was allegedly putting serious money into Houston's nightlife, one woman supposedly getting $25,000 a month for a penthouse, another allegedly getting a G-Wagon and around $11,000 a month, with Drake reportedly repossessing the truck once he found out she was also involved with Sauce. This is the most important thing to keep in mind through all of it. Every detail here, the $1 million, the penthouse, the G-Wagon, is Sauce's claim, relayed through academics. Drake has not confirmed a single word of it. No court documents, no receipts, no one independently verifying the numbers. This is one man's account passed through a second man's mouth, reaching millions of phones. Which brings us back to that viral clip with the list. The man in it described a slow rapper and a basketball player without naming either one. And the internet did exactly what it's built to do. It filled in the blanks instantly. People started matching the basketball player description to specific NBA names with Houston ties and nightlife reputations. People matched the slow rapper line to whoever was already sitting in their head as a suspect. But here's the reality. Sauce never said those names. The clip never said those names. Those are guesses, built from vibes and reputations, not confirmations. A vague description plus a regional connection plus an existing reputation is not evidence. There's also a strong possibility the vagueness itself is the strategy. By describing rather than naming, Sauce gets all the buzz of dropping bombshells with none of the legal exposure that comes with naming someone directly. The internet does the naming. The internet carries the risk. Sauce just watches the story grow. Every guess in the comments functions as free marketing for him, and every name people land on becomes another hour of the story trending, without him ever having to say a word that could land him in a courtroom. That's also exactly why throwing unconfirmed names around matters. These are real people with real reputations and real careers. Someone who was never named by the original source and never accused on the record can end up trending next to serious allegations simply because the internet decided the description fit. That has real consequences for careers, for families, for how someone's name shows up in a search years from now. What's also true is that, whatever the accuracy of any of it, Sauce has completely controlled the narrative here. What started as a situation where his baby mama was putting him on blast over a Drake fling turned, within days, into a story about Sauce as the mastermind who's been quietly profiting off the industry's biggest star for a decade. That's not luck. That's someone who understands that in this current environment, the story itself is the asset, bigger than any single song. The reaction has been genuinely split. Some people are treating every claim like established fact, building timelines and ready to convict. Others are calling the whole thing an attempt to trend by attaching Drake's name to a personal situation. Others are pointing out the obvious irony that if a group of women you were involved with all ended up connected to Drake too, that's not necessarily the flex it's being presented as. There's no single, agreed-upon public verdict here. People are mostly reacting based on how they already felt about both men. So here's where things actually stand. What's confirmed is that Sauce Walka has built and pushed, across a decade of bars and interviews, a narrative that he profited off Drake's spending in Houston. That's his claim, unconfirmed by Drake, with no receipts on the table. What's not confirmed is the identity of any slow rapper or any basketball player, because Sauce never named them. Everything past Drake is the internet writing its own script and attaching names to it. Knowing that difference is what separates actually understanding this story from just repeating a guess as if it were fact. Drop a comment. Do you think Sauce is telling the truth? Or is this one of the smartest narrative flips in recent memory? And do you think the internet's guesses are accurate? Or is everyone just projecting